I'm no magician, and things never seem to go completely to plan in this garden, with something going wrong every year. So that's why I'm creating a war plan today, treating 2026 as a mission and working to ensure a minimal failure rate this season. The war room plan requires more output, so I've commissioned a new Zone 3 from scratch. I'm filling these 4 brand new beds with homemade compost. 2 beds are for the climbing drying beans. The others are for zucchini and beetroot. Distinct beds, dedicated crops. By the time the seeds arrive, this factory will be online. The physical work for Zone 3 is done, but for the rest of the garden, we are still in the planning phase. Let's look at the infrastructure. I've divided the acreage into 4 tactical zones. Each has a specific mission: calorie production, active relays, protein storage, and undercover reserves. My main calorie crop, the potatoes, are going into Zone 1, Potato Corner. We've optimised a 2x2 metre-ish sector to hold a fleet of 20-30 litre buckets. This is a tried and tested method for growing my spuds. This season, the payload is split 50-50. Sapo Mira for blight security and Desiri for heavy main crop yield. Because they're in individual units, we gain surgical control over the logistics. If blight hits a single unit, we isolate it instantly, protecting the rest of the reserve. Infrastructure is complete. We are just waiting for the April deployment window and a 10-degree soil temperature to begin the offensive. Moving into Zone 2, the engine room. This is the heart of the calorie relay. We're running 2 distinct systems here to ensure the ground is never empty. First, the active relay. 4 narrow beds, each exactly 60 centimeters wide. This is a logistical choice. I can reach every inch of the growing area from the paths, meaning I never have to step on the soil and compact the structure. Right now the garlic is holding the ground, but in the war room we are already looking at July. Then we have System B, the deep larder. This 1.7 meters by 3 meters bed at the end of the garden is our long-term storage unit. This isn't for summer picking, it's dedicated to parsnips and main crop carrots, food that stays in the ground as a fresh reserve for the winter. Let's lock in the 2026 relay schedule for the engine room. Bed 1 is currently holding ground with overwintered garlic. We harvest in July, followed immediately by the deployment of winter cabbage. Adjacent to that, our current winter cabbage sector is being prepped to rotate into kale and sprouts once the current harvest is complete. The next strip is mission critical for onions. Their extraction in August triggers a heavy relay into winter leeks. The final narrow bed is allocated for broad beans, which will be followed by a mission for winter squash to maximise ground cover and calorie output per square foot. At the far end, we have the massive footprint of the deep larder. The payload will be carrots and parsnips. This is our nature's refrigerator, designed for fresh extraction right through the winter months. Finally, the permanent sector for fruit is strawberries, and this rounds out the engine room. The map is locked, the relay is set. We're now moving into Zone 3, the protein factory. You saw the logistics involved in getting these 4 new beds online, filled with our own black gold compost. The mission for this expansion is simple: long-term storage. We've moved away from growing green beans for immediate eating. In a high-stakes season, we need crops that last. This sector is dedicated to drying beans, protein that doesn't rot in a week, but stays in a jar for years. Alongside the protein, we've allocated space for our high-volume staples. These are our morale boosters, zucchini and beetroot, designed to provide heavy bulk for the summer and autumn larders. Let's look at the deployment map for the front expansion. The front garden mission is split into 2 primary payloads. Beds 1 and 2 are our protein units. These will hold climbing Borlotti and Czar runner beans. These aren't for the dinner plate in August, they're for the pantry in January. Beds 3 and 4 focus on volume. We're deploying heavy cropping zucchini and boltardi beetroot. By the time the seeds arrive, this factory will be fully commissioned and ready for the first wave of sowing. 4 beds, dedicated crops and total calorie security. Finally, we're entering Zone 4, the strategic reserve. This polytunnel is our drought insurance, a semi-controlled environment where we dictate the variables of heat and water. On one side, the winter cabbages are holding the ground, proving they can handle the frost while the rest of the garden is dormant. Across the path, the soil is cleared and staging for our first spring offensive. We're utilising every inch of vertical height here to ensure this remains a climate-proof larder. Let's look at how the deployment relay breaks down on the map. The 2026 relay for Zone 4 is locked. Once the cabbages clear in May, that sector is recommissioned for San Marzano tomatoes. We're growing dense-paced tomatoes here for long-term pantry security. The opposite side launches in February with rocket early potatoes. As soon as they are secured in May, we immediately reinforce our protein reserves with a relay of dwarf beans. Every square inch of this sector is optimized for calorie production. Zone 4, ready to grow. Before we conclude this briefing, there is one final critical detail. A war plan is only as good as the logistics behind it. We have the blueprint, but now we need the fuel. Welcome to the arsenal. This is where we've staged the inputs required to hit our 2026 targets. To fuel the starch production for our Zone 1 potatoes and Zone 2 onions, we've stockpiled sulfate of potash. For the heavy feeding brassicas in the engine room, we have chicken manure pellets, which are high in nitrogen, ready for deployment. And most importantly, we've secured the blood, fish and bone. This is our slow release foundation, essential for root establishment in the deep larder and providing long-term sustainment for the new beds in Zone 3. Everything here is about mission readiness, from the module trays that serve as our deployment rails to the protected seed bank. If you want to see the exact specifications for the gear I'm using, I've included the tactical manifest and affiliate links in the description below. We have the plan and we have the payload. Now we just have to wait for the window to open. 2026 won't be about luck. It'll be about minimizing the failure rate through precise infrastructure. The zones are commissioned, the arsenal is stocked, and the blueprint is locked. The full tactical manifest is in the description. I'll see you at the first deployment.